Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited because I get to make a card today, and I put a lot more energy into this card than I have had time for lately, so it just makes me super duper excited. So for this project today, I am working with Craft Stash. Now Craft Stash is a US and UK company, so they have stores in both countries, and I think that's awesome because I know a lot of you want to be able to get the things that I'm showing and working with all over the world. So I'm hopeful that this will do that. Now I'm showing you here a couple of the things on the website that are really cute, but there's so many products. It's a store that has supplies, tools, items, craft stuff, so check it out for sure, because this here bundle is a die set that coordinates with your stamps. It's the stamp set, and it's also a coordinating stencil. And the price point on this 3-pack bundle is amazing. Now, part of that is probably because the stamps are not photopolymer. But I have to tell you, if you use just 2 simple techniques with those stamps, and a lot of people have no issues with them, but if you have some issues getting a clear image, these 2 techniques will fix that completely. Before we get into the main card here, I wanted to show you, I got some of these other things here. I got these 2 stencils. You know, I'm a huge stencil fan. So I got this one. It's very large, would be great for a 5x7 card, which I haven't made a lot of, but that would be awesome. And then this multi-layered stencil for a rose. So that's a lot of fun. That'll be probably playing with that a little later on in another video. All right, let's get started. So the 2 things I have to say about non-photopolymer means they'll probably be acrylic or silicone. I have the best results when I use a Stampin' Positioner and when I use a pigment ink. Those 2 things give me perfect images. The pigment ink is just a really great ink that will adhere to the stamp or stick to it, that when you stamp it, you're going to get a really good image. I find that's the best. But again, there's a lot of people that don't have any issues with these types of stamps. So I decided today that I'm going to be using Bristol Smooth cardstock, and I'm going to be coloring with some water brush pens, so some watercolor markers. These are from Arteza. I'm just going to show you in this video the red star that I'm going to be coloring. But have any of you ever taken a break from a certain medium and then you go back to it and you're like, why did I take such a long break? This is me today with my Arteza brush pens. I had so much fun coloring. I sat down, I had some music on. It was just great. Not to mention that I think it was like 70 degrees today, 70, 75, and I was so ready for spring. So there's my finished product here. I'm going to cut these out with the die, but I was very nervous because I wanted to get it perfect. So I'm going to do the old die cut through a plain piece of paper and then line it up. I'll show you that in a second. Using my Gemini Junior here, I'm going to throw that through the machine and we're going to get set up. Now, if you do want to see the full coloring of this video, I plan on doing a color and chat, which I have not done in probably over a year. And so I will definitely link that below in the description once that gets done, so you can look for that. I'm going to show you the full coloring of all of these. So this is the lineup thing. So you take that empty, the empty die cut piece, and you layer it over where you want to die cut, and then you pop in the die, and it just lays right in there, and that is going to get you darn near perfect die cutting. Okay, so that is a trick I'm sure a lot of you have seen, but if not, that is really, really helpful to get perfect placement when you have spent over an hour coloring and you want to make sure that you do not screw that up. So there we go. It's really, really good. The second one came out even more perfect. So it definitely works. Let's move on to the background here. I chose a gray. This is a pumice stone, I believe. I chose for my background. Look I need my silicone, something under there to hold my my ink pad because it's moving all around. But I'm just taking this blending brush and I am going to just color this up in the background. Again, it's very subtle. It's because the balloons have such a pop of color, I want to make sure that I have a background that's more subtle and just kind of blends and is softer. So I put that little piece of tape there so that I didn't go over my stencil. I'm going to cut this down to make a slimline card, And that is a 3.5 by 8.5 size. That's my panel right here. Once I get that done, now I'm going to get my sentiment ready. So from the sentiments, I chose the Happy Birthday banner. I really am impressed with the amount of things you get for this price point. So right now, I think it's listed $12.99 on the website, but the die set that coordinates with it, the full stamp set with lots of different images and a stencil. I mean, that's pretty good. And you know, if you watch my channel, you know I can be a super cheap chicken. So this is just right up my alley. I'm going to heat set that with some white embossing powder on some black cardstock. But I wanted to add just another image to the bottom of the card to kind of make it so the balloons have something that they're kind of holding on to. Now, a little tip when you are fussy cutting, you want to move the paper in the opposite side of your cutting hand. So my left hand is kind of shifting around the paper, but my right hand's not moving a whole lot. Once I get that cut out, I'm going to take a Memento black marker and I'm going to outline this image because that's going to give it a very clean look, and you're not going to be able to see any imperfections, should there be any, when you are fussy cutting. I'm going to lay down all of my images on my card panel with some foam tape right here, and that's going to give just that little extra oomph on top of the card. I'm lining up everything before I press it down. I want to get everything where I want it, because once you stick down this foam tape, it's not going anywhere or you're ripping up your card. So I'm just kind of getting the lay of the land here. I went in order of rainbow, if you didn't notice, from red down to pink. And I am going to both use liquid adhesive and a little bit of foam tape for my sentiment. So I love that sentiment, that banner. I just think it's just so much fun. And I need more birthday cards in my life. That is a fact. Now, I wanted to put some glitter on top of this. So I have a Sakura, I think I'm saying that right, gel pen that's like the glitter sparkle. I think it's Stardust. And so I added a little bit to that. But then Craft Stash has this really cool glaze. It's a clear glaze that you can put on. And I didn't want to go over all of the balloons until I use the product first, so I can see how it dries and what it looks like. But I think it gives the most realistic look. It's not, you'll see it. I'm going to show you up close here in a second, but it gives a really cool, realistic kind of look, especially for this ribbon. It's like perfect. So here you can see up close. See that? It's just really fun. So I love it. I think it's a great product. It dries fairly quickly and it's super, super shiny. So I was impressed with that. Now here's where I went wrong. I wanted to put glitter all over all of these balloons, but realized they're water reactive. So I started with my, you see my hand, started with my sparkle pen. And I was like, no, because I wasn't going to continue. It was just going to ruin all the color blending that I did. So I let it go and I finished my card there. So thank you so much for stopping by and for hanging out with me. I hope you'll head over to Craft Stash if you're in the market and give them a try. I had a lot of fun playing with these products and they were really good quality. And yeah, it was just great. It was good. I hope you like the card. I will list everything I use in the description box below. And as always, I'll see you in the comments down below and in the next video. Bye-bye.